Shout out to everybody that's already tuned in. I definitely appreciate the love. Yeah. Shout out to everybody that's already tuned in. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get it popping.
It's time for the Couch Chronicles, where there ain't no fucking limits.
Every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday from 8 Central Time. You don't never want to miss a couch. And now we're live every Wednesday and Friday from 9:30 a.m. Central Time. That's every day of the week. Yeah, tune in. You don't want to miss this shit. It's the Couch Chronicles, where they know what? I know you said it.
And now you're fed up. This shit is crazy. You go through it, you can't make this shit up. No. This shit is crazy. You go through it, you can't make this shit up. Because we about to get into it. If this is your first time tuning in, this is the Couch Chronicles, where it ain't no fucking limits. I do this every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday from 8 Central Time, and every Wednesday and Friday from 9:30 a.m. Central Time. So if this is your first time tuning in, come on in. You are now a couch potato. But before we go on, I do want to give a moment of silence for the ones that didn't make it here today, because there's somebody who's missing somebody today. Somebody lost somebody real close to them, and they still, you might think that they holding it together, but in the inside they broken. So let's give a moment of silence to the ones that we lost. Okay. First of all, y'all keep on streaming Couch Chronicles No Limits everywhere. My streams on Spotify, Apple, and Pandora have been going up, and I definitely appreciate all my couch potatoes. I did make it to the semifinals for the 2025 OKC People's Choice Awards. So if you can do me a favor and go to the page, go to the event page, scroll down, in any category that you see my name in, it should be 50 categories. I'm not in all 50, but I am in more than a few. So I will be posting a flyer of all the categories that I am in. If you can do me a favor and make sure that I win. Yeah, please. Can you do me a favor? Hey, Gina. Can y'all do me a favor? Like, if you're not busy, go to Facebook and go to the 2025 OKC People's Choice Awards page and vote for me. Hey, shout out to everybody that's tuned in. Thank you. Thank you for the hearts, the love, the comments. If y'all can do me that favor and go vote for me, I would greatly appreciate it. Voting is from today until October the 21st. And then the award show is November the 16th. I'm not expecting to win all of them. I'm expecting to win at least 2 of them. That's it. That's all I'm asking for, at least 2. So if y'all can do me a favor, thank you. If y'all can do me a favor and go vote, I would greatly appreciate that. Also vote for everybody else that you feel that, if you know them, if you just vote, help us content creators, help us artists, rappers, entrepreneurs, help all of us, get the recognition that we want, that we need, that we deserve. It might not mean nothing to y'all, and to some of the people that didn't, that don't like the award show, they always have something shitty to say about it. But I'm honored to have even made it this far and to be a part of the award show for the 3rd time, the 3rd year in a row. So it's a blessing. It's a blessing. Shout out to Shalonda and the whole Candy Girls, everybody. Shout out to Oklahoma City, period. Shout out to Oklahoma, period. Everybody that's putting on. Shout out to everybody that's making music and still trying. Shout out to all the legends that's out here. You are a legend in your own. Thank you so much for the roses. You are a legend in your own. However, look, and there are some true legends, but who are we to say who's a legend, who's not? Everybody's a legend. Period. Now, again, today's episode is called I Can't Make This Shit Up. You're going to have to brace yourself because what I'm about to tell you is about to blow your mind. But coming up on the couch, we got Robin Ratliff, Emily Barnes, and JJ Humphrey. And we also got Thunderboy coming up on the couch. And also next Prison Jail Felon Talk will be September the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. If you haven't already DM me and you would like to tell your story, you are more than welcome. Wait a second. Sorry, yo. Okay. You are more than welcome. Just DM me and we can get your story out there. Fuck Fentanyl is going to be August the 30th. So you guys. Also, if you guys if you wanted to know what that song was that I played when I first started the show, it is Elevate from off my album Elevate. And the song is called Can't Make This Up, which is also what this episode is about. And again, like I said, brace yourself. So if you've been keeping up with the couch, then you know how many surgeries that I went through and everything that happened. If you don't know, let's give you a little recap. February 2nd, 2022, I was shopping in Sprouts. It's a grocery store, just a regular grocery store. It was early in the morning. And at the time, I was working for Instacart. I was working for DoorDash. I was working for Flick's Brew House. And I was also working for Givenchy as a sales rep. And at the time, I like to be busy. I like to make money. I like to always have stuff. I'm a Taurus. So I had a lot of jobs, not because I was hurting for money, but because I like nice things and I want what I want when I want it. Anyways, I was at work. I was Instacarting at the time. As I was Instacarting, minding my business, walking to the register from getting an item for a customer, and one of the employees hit me from the way I was walking. I was walking like this, and to my right side was the freezers. So I'm walking like this, and he's coming out of an aisle on a forklift like this. So as I'm walking, boom, he hits me from the side, which is my whole left side. My ribs were broke. I had to have a neck surgery. I had to have a shoulder surgery. I had to have a 360 spinal surgery where they went through my stomach and my spine. And I'm still having issues with my feet. So I'm still, trying to find out what's going on. There's always risk. Risks are. They don't tell you, especially if you had a back surgery, a 360 spinal surgery, which when you have a 360 spinal surgery, you're suspended in the air like a rotisserie chicken. There's literally no back and no front because they have to go through your stomach and your back. They can't just put you on the table and just flip you over. So when they finish with one side, they got to turn you over and you're hanging, whichever way you're hanging. But the way you're positioned is your arms are almost as if you're on a cross, but a little bit, my arms were a little bit higher. Kind of like a 90-degree angle, but a teeny, maybe like, I don't know. But it was just a little bit raised more higher than a 90-degree angle. I say all of that to say this, is when you get these surgeries, you're not getting the risk of, hey, you're going to end up with a broken bone, or this is going to happen, or a concussion, or you might not. They tell you, hey, the risks are for, going to sleep. You might not wake if you allergic or whatever. If you have complications, we need to know this, So when you're going to these doctors, when you're getting these surgeries or these procedures, make sure that you're finding out and reading each thing that you're getting yourself into. And find out, like, I find comfort in, joining the Facebook groups that pertain to something similar that I'm going to, like a spinal fusion group. I'm in a spinal fusion group. I'm in a neuropathy group. I'm in a lupus group. I'm in, you know what I'm saying? I find comfort in getting into these groups because they help me, because there's other people from all over the world that's either going through the same thing as me or something similar as me. So if you have any type of disease and you just now found out about it, I mean like an autoimmune disease or something, having some type of pain, look on Facebook. You might find a group that pertains to what you're looking for. Anyway, so, I get in these groups to learn about the different surgeries that I'm having because I want to know. I had a 360 spinal surgery, and at first I was leery. I was like, I didn't want to do it. I did everything I could not to get the surgery. I did, therapy. I did, dry needle, and I did everything that you could think of before you have to go into surgery. I come to find out I had to have surgery. So, I looked at the risk and I made my decision and finally had my surgery March the 10th. So again, they had to go through my stomach and they had to go through my back. And I was at Oklahoma Spine Hospital, and it's a hospital like owned by, physicians. It's physician owned, I mean. And, they did my neck surgery good. They did my back surgery good. And I have been feeling better in these areas. But I kept complaining about my shoulder because I was like, my shoulders is on fire. Like, y'all know how sometimes on the couch I'll be like, y'all, I gotta go because my shoulders is on fire. I don't know if I can sit up this long or my body is hurting. But my shoulders have never stopped. Now, mind you, when I was struck with the forklift, it tore my rotor cuff. So that's why I had originally had to get my rotor cuff fixed, because when Sprouts hit me with that forklift, okay? So, boom, I had that surgery December the 3rd on my shoulder. I had my neck surgery September the 19th. I had my spinal surgery March the 10th. Now, March the 10th is when they actually stretch my arms up. And like I said, they have you on this, like, suspended in the air like a rotisserie chicken. So my arms were like, and it's dead weight because you're asleep. You're put under. So it's all your weight just bearing on this. In the midst of the positioning now, it wasn't my surgeon that positioned me. My surgeon came from Oklahoma Spine Associates. And they are, they collab with Oklahoma Spine Hospital because they're both physician owned. Anyways, so Oklahoma Spine Hospital nursing staff is who actually positioned me. Now, here's the thing about working on a nursing staff is you have to, there's ways that you have to position patients for certain surgeries. And if you do it improperly, then you can injure your patient. There are too many stories that are like this. There are too many stories, too many people through this same thing of having a surgery for one thing and being injured during the surgery, and some of them not finding out till months later. Now, mind you, I kept complaining about my shoulders being on fire, but I couldn't see my doctor that did my shoulder surgery until this month because that's how far out his appointments were. And it was only one doctor in that building that I could see. So now, for those that saying, well, why didn't you just go to another doctor? Because I was already seeing this one doctor for my shoulder surgery. He already did my shoulder surgery. So he would be the one that I would go back to. So I had to wait on my appointment. I set that appointment in May because I was like, well, you know, my 360 spinal surgery, I kept asking him, like, how long am I supposed to be in pain? Like, am I still supposed to be in pain? Like, is this still supposed to be going on? And they was like, yeah. So that's why I was thinking when they told me that the shoulder pain was normal because of my positioning, that's the reason why I didn't get on high alert, even though I was feeling extreme amount of pain, worse pain than before I had my shoulder surgery the first time. But I just kept documenting it in my journal, and I was just like, man, it's just like, it's not going away. I said, but let me just wait a couple months because I'm still on these pain pills from this spinal surgery. Mind you, I was on Dilaudid, I was on Roxys and Oxys. It was a serious surgery. So being under this influence of these pain pills, I'm in pain everywhere, but I'm not realizing the severity of what's going on. My appointment finally comes around. Mind you, this is before my appointment even came. In May, I was like, you know what? I know they said wait a few more months and I'm still supposed to be in pain, but I'm going to go ahead and set an appointment with my shoulder doctor. And so when I called them, I was thinking I was going to be able to get right in. So when I realized that it's going to be a little far out, I was like, okay, well, that'll still give me enough time, like the doctor said, for my spinal surgery to like completely heal. Plus I was having complications because my back didn't completely heal. My holes wouldn't close up in the back. So I was still dealing with complications of my spinal surgery. So I was just like, okay, well, maybe I am still supposed to be in pain, you know, because I'm still dealing with an open wound. Still, I'm like, oh my God, but my shoulders is on fire. It's certain things I can't do. It's certain things that I'm forcing myself to do because I'm just like, whew, I'm still waiting on this appointment. I'm waiting on this appointment. Finally, my appointment gets here, which was yesterday. I go into my doctor's office, and I'm not going to lie. When I get into these doctor's office, I press record. And the reason why is because I don't like to be gaslit. I've been gaslit my whole life when it came to my medical. And sometimes I can't explain exactly what the doctor said anyway. And if my wife ain't there, I definitely need to hit record so she can know what's happening. And also my lawyer, you know, so every time I go to the doctor's office, I push record. So I push record, and my doctor comes in, and he's like, hey, you know, so what's going on? I'm like, hey, you know, my shoulder hurt worse than before. You know, I'm in a lot of fucking pain, excuse my French. He's like, no, that's okay. I was just like, I don't know what's happening. All I've done was have my surgery, and I've just been healing, and that's it. And he's like, okay, well, here's what we can do. He was like, we can do PT, we can do MRI, or we can do a shot. And I said, no, let's do an x-ray first. I said, don't you need to do an x-ray? I said, let's do an x-ray first. He was like, okay. He said, let's do an x-ray first, and then let's take it from there. Let's take it from there after the x-ray. So he comes, one of his staff members take me to go do my x-ray. And first of all, the x-ray hurt like a bitch. Just the x-ray alone. And so I get in there and I push record again and I'm waiting on him. He comes in and he's like, so you didn't have an injury, did you? So you said you didn't have an injury. You said you didn't have an injury. So you said you didn't have an injury, right? I was like, right. Or do I? I was like, what's happening? What are you about to say? Like, I'm confused at this point. He's like, oh, okay, well, you know, you got a chipped bone. I was like, huh? Your shoulder bone broke off and it's falling down your armpit. Now, I didn't even tell you guys the severity of how bad my shoulder pain has gotten. It's literally, I have pain in my breast. And I was feeling around like, oh my God, like, do I have a lump under my breast or do I have a lump in my titty or something? But come to find out, it's because I have this bone that's falling down my armpit. Just traveling around doing whatever the fuck it wants to do. So the position that they had me in for the 360 spinal surgery, that rotisserie position actually broke a bone under my arm. So now I'm dealing with the fact that I went in to get this surgery to get fixed and ended up injured. Not that I was injured worse, way worse, but I didn't come in with a broken shoulder. I literally had that shit fixed. I was good to go. I remember I told y'all this year, I was like, yes, I just had my last surgery. I'm good. Hey, remember that? Remember? Damn, disregard. Now I have to have this bone removed and my shoulder refixed. And it wasn't even broke the first time. It was just tore. Now the bitch is fucking broke. And I'm fucking appalled, pissed, angry. I'm so many things because it's just like, yo, do y'all know how it feels to have to keep going under the knife? For something that you didn't do on your own. This isn't something that you just was like, I'm about to go jump off a cliff or get into it. This isn't no car. When people be like, damn, did you get into a car wreck? I'll be like, I wish it was that simple. I do. I wish it was that simple. But it's not. And not only is it fucked up, and I might not even get paid for it because Sprouts isn't some big corporation. It's just a fucking LLC. A group of fucking people that bought a company and put it in different states because they know that when you put it in different states, it's under different rules, it's under different this, it's under different that. So all this that I went through was for naught. And then I ended up fucking injured again. I can't make this shit up. I cannot make this shit up. And I'm tired of crying. I have been crying all day because I'm like, nah, this is not real. Is this real? We in real life right now? This is real fucking life. And they really fucking broke my fucking under.